Hello and welcome to the Warrior Watching channel. Thank you so much for watching. And for today's PokeMMO interview series, well, we're going to be chatting with an up-and-comer in terms of PvP YouTube content, Spidget. Which I say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Excellent. Alrighty, without further ado, let's go and dive into our interview questions. Spidget, are you ready for the questions?
I am ready.
Excellent. Alrighty, so I would like to ask you, how long have you been playing PokeMMO, my friend?
A mere 850 hours so far. I've only been playing since March, which I know a lot of this community has been playing for a much longer time, but I think I got in at a good time.
Now, what year in March?
2024.
You're already making an impact. I even heard that you talked about Heatran, and then all of a sudden the game implemented Heatran in a.
I'm sure they were gonna do Heatran before I said anything. It was probably just lucky timing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate your modesty. I would
Well,
like.
it was something that should have been added. So if I'm giving them any credit, they probably realized it too. Is all. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Now, as for the next question here, what activity do you enjoy doing in game? Do you like the competitive scene? Do you like shiny hunting? What sort of activity does this bayonet guy enjoy doing? I think
Well,
we
for
all
those
do.
who don't know me, I am primarily a PvP content creator. I only really do shiny hunting by entering tournaments that have shiny rewards. I'm not much of a walk back and forth. Or I think my only shiny hunting stream was during Safari Week. And I lasted about 2 hours and ended up asking my stream questions like, hey chat, so if you were a giraffe rig, would you be the front half or the back half of the giraffe rig? So I'm not sure if I could be a shiny hunter. They must have strong mentals.
I think the back half of Girafarig Mario might be scared of because the back half looks like a Chomp Chomp.
That's true. Yeah, I think I would be the back half of a giraffe rig personally.
Okay, so you just eat the red plumbers, right?
Yeah, I don't like plumbers.
So, when you aspire to start an excellent PokeMMO PvP YouTube channel, my friend, I saw your live stream and you're holding it up quite well, especially with the Metronome tournament.
Metronome Monday is fun. It's a fun weekly excuse to log on and interact with my viewers since they might not want to hop into tournaments with me or whatever. I don't know about an excellent channel, but I made a channel because I used to feature in a lot of my friend Smooge's PvP videos for many, many years across different games. And they'd ask for a while, like, oh, when is Spidget gonna start making videos? So I told them when they kept asking for this, if you guys get my channel to 100 subscribers without me uploading anything, I will start uploading. And they did do that. So I was forced to keep my word. And Smooge also said, you should start playing this Pokemon MMO. This is the best one there is PvP wise. I will lend you anything you need. He will vehemently deny this if you ever ask him, but he wanted me to start playing this game so badly.
You and
But
Smooge
he's
were.
a tsundere or whatever the anime term is, so he'll pretend that he's not a fan, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say that you and Smooge are like peanut butter and jelly, so yeah, you all go together really well. So,
No, I hate that guy. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
all right, but I would like to ask. So, how how do you research what type of maneuvers to play? I heard that you play a lot of competitive fights and that sort of thing. Are you a staller? Are you a hyper offense guy? Are you the type of guy just like, hey, I'm just going to do imposter ditto and just see what happens? What sort of player are you?
If you're This is hard to balance between being a content creator and being a good player. If you want to do well in tournaments, I was a ladder warrior for many years on Pokemon Showdown. My oldest Pokemon Showdown account is probably like 10 years old, where I would just spam games. It and I My favorite playstyle is probably bulky offense because the games won't drag on for very long, but it's still a bit more skill expressive than something like hyper offense. In this game, I've mainly spammed hyper offense for a very long time. I always said that bulky offense wasn't really good here. The fatter it would be on the spectrum from bulky offense, the better it would feel. Now with Heatran and some other additions, it doesn't really feel that way. I feel lucky to be able to play stuff like bulky offense again and have it feel viable. I don't really like playing stuff like balance or semi-stall or stall in this game because I don't know if people really want to see that. At least with hyper offense, people generally like HO more than stall. I think they wouldn't like me very much if they saw me stalling. But back when I would play tournaments, it's important to play every team style. Tournaments on like Smogon, I mean, because people will scout your past replays. And if, for example, all I did was spam hyper offense, they would counter team me, right? And I would deserve for that to happen for only playing the one play style. So if you, on like Smogon, if you do want to be a good tournament player, you kind of have to reach into your bag for everything. You have to show them I'm capable of bringing stall at least like one time. So at least in the builder, when they're thinking, oh, what is this guy going to bring versus me? They have to think, they have to take stall into consideration. You get what I mean? It's not really like that in PokeMMO, so I don't feel the need as much. But yeah, so in this game, I generally stick to hyper offense, bulky offensive. But I think that if anybody wants to be really good, they should try to play every play style there is.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I've kind of waffled around stall and hyper offense myself on alts. I don't do it on my main because I have a certain brand. When you have the name best friends, you want to be friends with everybody. But on my alts back in my heyday, I used to fight people in PvP. So yeah, I kind of bounced from style to style, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But I would like to ask you though, how did you find PokeMMO, my friend?
How did I find PokeMMO? Smooch. Smooch told me about it. He asked me, he probably wanted to record a video with me, and he was like, I'm doing it on this game. It's like Gen 5, and it has this meta game, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay. And that was probably my first time seeing it.
Oh, nice. All right. Thank you to Smooch. If you're listening, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You brought in a really excellent guy. And you're pretty excellent yourself, by the way, Mr. Smooch. All right. So, I would like to ask you another question. What is your most memorable shiny, my friend? And I assume it's the Barrel, right?
No, probably not the Bibarel. The Bibarel was really cool. I got it in NEU. I think my most memorable shiny would probably be the shiny Gliscor I got as my first tournament reward. That felt like one of the hardest tournaments I ever played. With the Gliscor tournament, the shiny Gliscor tournament, I still was in my treat everybody with respect mindset. And I also ran into like nothing but good players, top 100 guys. I'd have people in my chat saying like, "Oh, this Quest guy, he's been around for so long, he's so good." And I whooped his ass. It was just so satisfying to come in and play so many good players and win. It was a very cool feeling. See, I should have never played another tournament and stayed 1-for-1 forever.
You're experiencing the game, and that's pretty good. So I'm glad you're continuing to play tournaments, and hopefully you enroll in more tournaments, man. As long as you're having fun here on PokeMO, that's all that counts in the end.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Now I would like to ask, what was your most memorable moment in game? I know you talk about your most memorable shiny and that sort of thing. What's your most memorable moment here on PokeMO? Is it the time you built your PvP team? Is it the time you found out what sort of archetype you want to play? What's the most memorable part of your Pokemon experience?
I'd have to give the same exact answer. I think that first Gliscor tournament when I had so many people watching me and rooting for me, and I felt like I was playing my best and my predictions were being rewarded. I remember specifically it was a very tight game versus a guy with a Doug trio, and he hadn't revealed all of his moves. There was one unrevealed move, and Smudge was like, "All right, we've won it. Just kill the Doug trio with your low HP guy, and let's take it home." And I don't remember exactly what I had, but I had something with leftovers. And I was like, "No, bro, I think this Doug trio has Sucker Punch." And I didn't attack for that one turn, and so I went from like 20% to 26%, and he did Sucker Punch. And had I attacked there, the Sucker Punch would have killed me, but it put me out of range. So by clicking whatever my setup move was another time on the spooky Doug trio in front of me and risking sacking my win condition on the unrevealed move, It was very satisfying to see the sucker punch actually come out. My leftovers put me out of range of the sucker punch and then defeat the dishonest Dugtrio player. Man, I'm so glad they banned Dugtrio, but why is Diglett still here, bro?
Oh man.
They said 1/3 of Dugtrio is okay. It's the same guy. But it was very. That's probably my most memorable moment. It felt very satisfying, especially because like Dugtrio players, they're villains. Arena Trap, that's very uninteractive. You feel me?
Yeah, so, but now I gotta ask you, what's your opinion on Trap Pinch? Though you're giving a lot of harsh critique towards Diglett and Dugtrio. Now Trap Pinch is asking, what about me? What do you think about Trap Pinch, my friend?
I don't think Trapinch is that guy. I'll say it. I don't think that Trapinch can put in the work. Trapinch is much slower than Diglett and Dugtrio. He doesn't have a form of priority. This is actually my first Gen 5 metagame ever, so I'm not totally sure like what came out where, because so much of my experience was like Generation 7 and 9, right? So,
Yeah, no problem.
uh,
Yeah, no problem. I know that there's a lot of people that come here on PokeMMO, but the good news is that the learn patterns are inherited from the other generations. So, for example, if such and such can learn, oh, Mach Punch at this level, then PokeMMO copies that and says, oh yeah, this Pokemon can learn Mach Punch at this level because it was
yes.
from the official gen. So yes, that's the one thing that carries over from the current generations. Not to mention the fact we have loaded dice, reinforced boots now, and so we have quite a bit of some
I think
diversification
it's
here.
cool that last PvP update we got all those new items. Yeah, it was basically a PvP update, honestly.
Yeah, certainly. And also, as for the loaded dice, it really did make Icicle Spearmons really happy. So I'm very excited to see that. Not to mention the fact that Technician Breland with Bullet Punch is pretty good.
Yes, Breloom is definitely very happy with dice. I'd say that Breloom is the biggest OU winner of dice. I've seen a lot of people start using Weavile with dice, and I'm a big non-believer in the dice Weavile. And I'm definitely wrong in just being a hater, because if you look at the Weavile usage stats right now and the PvP overuse statistics, I'm pretty sure loaded dice is the top item. It's really cool that we got it, but man, it is so hard for me to justify wanting to use Weavile offensively when he's I feel like he needs a Magnezone, bro. I'm so used to Dark type being this premier offensive typing because all of my PvP experience really is Generation 6 plus. And in Generation 6, we have fairies. And because we have fairies, Steel doesn't resist a Dark or Ghost anymore. So I'm used to Dark and Ghost being so much better. So comparably for me, Weavile is like this absolute monster in Gen 6. But here it's I wish I could be excited about the dice, but I'm just like, man, I wish my Weavile could hit steals.
Not to mention the fact that I like to affectionately nickname it Mach Punch Weavile because Weavile gets knocked out by one Mach Punch. You know, you
Hmm.
may be fast, but one Mach Punch by a conk and you're down. You know, and
Yup.
any other fighting types. So yeah,
Or
Breland.
Breloom, if you're running dice on Weavile, you're probably Swords Dance. You might not be able to slot Ice Shard.
Yeah,
Potentially. You might be like Icicle Spear, Night Slash, and Low Kick to hit steals if you're not running a Magnezone, right? So that pretty much not even just Conk, but Breloom if you're not. You have to run Ice Shard or risk getting punched by the Brelooms as well.
yeah, certainly. So it's always important to know what the tools are and how you can be able to counter said tools. So there we go. And now I would like to ask you, what's your advice to give people who would like to fight in the competitive scene? Or what's your advice would you like to give for people that want to do content creation? Or both?
Just do it. I know it can be spooky to play or like enter a tournament. All the time I'll say to my stream chat, all right, I'll start my stream 15 minutes ago with signups open, so that anybody that didn't know that the tournament was up, maybe they'll hop in for fun to play alongside me. And I'll see people say, "Oh, I'm not really confident in entering a tournament." It's like, man, anybody can beat anybody in this game. We're playing Pokemon, all right? Like it's a pretty matchup fishy game. Also, you can get lucked. You can get super lucky and just hacks past your opponents. You got oh sorry. I was trying to get cat hair off my keyboard.
Yeah, no problem.
You need to just play. You need to play and you need to familiarize yourself with all of the scenarios, because the more you play on the ladder, enter tournaments, the more experience you'll gain. And next time you won't spend as much time because you'll remember your past experiences and you'll know what you feel like doing. Or just watch people that are good. I used to love watching PokeMMO and Blunder for like the past 10 years. I love watching showdown content. And I think that watching good players explain their thought process can be a good way to understand the metagame more and hopefully get better.
Or you can watch the guy to my left. So yeah, feel free to watch his content because he's pretty good. I've seen you fight in PvP several times before, and you're really good at these different maneuvers. And so I commend you for the amount of skill and that sort of thing in your battles. So nice job on the PvP maneuvers that you've done in the past.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm kind of an inconsistent player, but I do think that I definitely have my very good days.
Certainly. Yeah, and also AFC Audino and also Smooge. I know you guys are pretty good. So yeah, these days, back in the day, Roy Rogers News used to cover these tournaments and that sort of thing. There wasn't really much PvP content out there, but I'm so glad that you're there now, and and AFC Audino and Smooch. I'm so glad everybody's there because it feels like that the PvP voices are now diversified. So it's really nice. If you like Spidget's playstyle, you can watch Spidget. If you want to watch Smooge's playstyle, you can watch him, and AFC Audino, you can watch him as well. So yeah, hopefully PokeMMO's PvP scene continues to grow, and I look forward to seeing you all there in the PvP battle scene. Now, before we sign off, are there any closing thoughts you have for this program before we conclude?
I think you asked pretty good questions, so I'm not totally sure. But I will answer the second half of you asked if people want to PvP or create content. It is really the same thing. Just create content and put it out there if you want to do it. And you'll see if people want to watch it. Creating content should also be for fun at the end of the day, right? It shouldn't be like a stressful thing. So have fun with it. And that's for PvP too. Really just make sure you're having fun with the games that you play. My closing thoughts.
I
Have
agree.
fun.
I agree with that, and I think that's an excellent point to sign off on. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. This is Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much, Fidget, for being on the program.
No problem, brother. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, certainly. And your schedule is quite tight. I mean, I tried to get a hold of you, and then, like, man, the only time this guy's online is on the live stream. So I got you on your live stream with the metronome clefable thing, and sorry if I kind of overwhelmed you there.
No, you're good. Yeah, you should have just hit me on Discord next time. I just forgot because I opened the mail and I was like, okay, am I gonna remember to do this in 30 minutes after I go lay down? The answer was no. I went to sleep. So that's my bad. That's just my bad.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. But I appreciate you having you on, and I look forward to continually having you on here on the Roy Rogers News Channel, whatever project that may be. If I find there's something fitting for you, then I look forward to having you on more often. So, alrighty, and this is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel like Constant Daisy here, and see Roy Rogers News Channel signing off. Fast, accurate, and biased Roy Rogers News.